Top 10 Easiest Languages to Learn. You should approach language learning with an idea of why you are doing it, much like localization. To help you get ready for a new job, an overseas move, to communicate with friends and family, or just as a new interest, you might be studying a new language. To satisfy customer needs or to expand into new areas, our clients at Unbabbled localize their customer assistance, marketing initiatives, and other resources. There are 10 languages in today's video, which are most similar to English and are therefore the simplest for an English native speaker to learn. Number 10. Afrikaans. Afrikaans, formerly considered to be a Dutch dialect, is a member of the West Germanic language family, just like English. Afrikaans is now spoken by almost 9 million people worldwide, mostly in South Africa and Namibia. It is regarded as the easiest language for native English speakers to learn because it has a logical and non-inflected structure, which means most of its words don't change depending on gender, number, and tense. It also shares many root words with English that are derived from Germanic languages, which aids in pronunciation. In addition, it only uses the past, present, and future tenses, saving students from having to deal with tenses like imperfect, pluperfect, and subjunctive. Number 9. French. The love language. The third most spoken language in Europe is French, which is a popular language to study. 300 million people worldwide, including those in France, Canada, Belgium, and Madagascar, speak it. French speakers in Quebec and France may use the same terminology, yet the meanings of certain words and phrases may change greatly or even be completely undefined. Generic machine tools aren't always the best tool for the job. Therefore, text needs to be localized across different markets because it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. For a native English speaker learning English as a second language, it is considered a familiar territory because around 1/3 of the present English language has been affected by French. Since English and French share more lexical similarities than any other Romance language, learning French vocabulary will be simpler than in other Romance languages. This shared vocabulary is partly the result of the numerous conflicts and conquests between France and England, in which language was a clear winner or loser, depending on which side you were on, or a symptomatic loser. Words like déjà vu, cliché, and à la carte made their way into the language of English speakers. Discover the Physiotherapy Association to translate its French material. For its markets in France and Switzerland, PhysioSwiss uses Unbabbled. Number 8. Spanish. Spanish is a particularly popular language to study because of how widespread it is. It is the official language of 18 countries, has 500 million native speakers, makes up 8% of web material, and is used in thousands of TV shows. Spanish is fortunately a phonetic language, which means that words are pronounced exactly as they are written. It also has fewer linguistic quirks than other Romance languages, including the letter. It shares a Latin ancestor with other Romance languages and many English words. As a result, there are numerous recognizable cognates, words related by their shared linguistic ancestry. Correcto, delicious, and ambulance should be known to you. Slowed down today? They imply accurate, delectable, and ambulance. Despite the similarities, some words still cannot be translated accurately from Spanish to English and need to be translated carefully. For instance, number 7. Dutch. Dutch is spoken by 23 million people worldwide, mostly in the Netherlands, Belgium, and Suriname. It is closely connected to Afrikaans, as was already established, and speakers can carry on native language conversations. Dutch is a West Germanic language that shares several structural and syntactic similarities with English. Dutch sounds like a blend of German and English because of the shared vocabulary. Even if they are pronounced differently in Dutch and English, many words have the same spelling in both languages. The terminology between the two is comparable as well. In English, green is green, while oud man is an old man. Furthermore, Dunglish is the term for the language used by Dutch speakers, who frequently utilize English words. Despite this, there are still some terms that cannot be translated into another language, such as Utwaen, for which there is no English equivalent. Similar to the Danish word hygge, it refers to unwinding in the countryside to clear one's head. Number 6. Norwegian. Norwegian, often known as Norsk, belongs to the North Germanic language group. Due to the invasion of Asian languages and the fact that Norwegian is mostly spoken in Norway, it is losing its status as a crucial language for translation. Learning this very simple language is still worthwhile, though, for instance, it comes in useful if you want to delve deeper into Scandinavian literature and mythology. Fortunately for new speakers, Norwegian has a consistent pronunciation pattern and simple grammar. Verbs are simple. They don't need to be conjugated for numbers or persons. A simple "I'm" suffix is required for past tense verbs and a "s" suffix for passive verbs according to basic conjugation norms. For the most part, the sentence structure is also extremely similar to English, making it a simple language for people who speak English as their first language. Number 5. Portuguese. Portuguese is a useful language to master because it is the official language in 9 nations, including Angola, Brazil, Cape Verde, Mozambique, and Portugal. However, even if Portuguese speakers in Brazil and Portugal could use the same phrases, their meanings might be very different. Numerous English speakers have found that Portuguese and English have many direct parallels. For instance, a question is posed via intonation rather than by switching up verb tenses like in English. By inflecting up at the end of the phrase, "We're arriving now" becomes a question. We're arriving now? Another pleasure for Portuguese students. Portuguese, like many European languages, is superior to English at expressing feelings. Saudade is a Portuguese word used to describe the longing for something or someone that has passed away forever. Number 4. Swedish. 10 million people in Sweden speak Swedish, commonly known as svenska, and it is also used in Denmark and Finland, 2 nations that are close by. Swedish has cognates with English words like midnight, grass, and conference because it is a Germanic language. Similar to Norwegian, Swedish has fairly straightforward grammar, rules, and uses the same subject, verb, object structure as English. English speakers all over the world will have picked up some useful household terminology while navigating the IKEA shop maze, according to retail giant IKEA's promotion of its native tongue. For instance, the Swedish word for varnish inspired the name of the lac tables. Number 3. Italian. Italian must be the language of cuisine if French is the language of love. Many Italian words will already be familiar to English speakers, especially cooks. Spaghetti, passata, and, in the freezer, gelato are frequently discovered in kitchen cabinets and have entered the English vocabulary. In addition, there are numerous English Italian cognates like calendario, calendar, latteria, lottery, and forests due to the Latin roots of the Italian language, forest. Italian is the first language of more than 60 million people worldwide, from Italy and Vatican City to Costa Rica and Libya. The Physiotherapy Association Physios was understood there were variations among Italian-speaking countries when it decided to use, unable to translate its Italian material for its markets in Italy and Switzerland. Number 2. Romanian. Between 22 and 26 million persons are native speakers of Romanian. Romanian is the only Romance language to have emerged in Latin Europe's eastern region, making it a rare tongue. Romanian language students have discovered that it resembles English because of its Latin roots. Words like contemporary, contemporaries, and weekend bun are used frequently. Good weekend. La revedere, goodbye, is akin to the Italian arrivederci, and scusa, ma, an apologetic excuse me, is related to the French excuses, moi. It also has parallels to other Romance languages. Fortunately for students, Romanian is a phonetic language, which means that the majority of words are written exactly as they are said. Number 1. Hindi. In India, where more than 500 million people, more than 50% of the population, speak Hindi as either their first or second language, it is an official language. Additionally, it is spoken in Nepal, Trinidad and Tobago, Fiji, Suriname, Guyana, and Mauritius. Hindi will take the typical English learner a little longer to master, because it is a little harder to learn than the top 9 languages. However, several loanwords from Hindi have been incorporated into the English language, including jungle, guru, and karma. Loanwords are words that have been borrowed from another language but have not undergone significant grammatical changes. So this is the end of our today's video. Do you like it? Feel free to submit your response in our comments section below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.